Yeah. Okay, so I'm live. So, hey Ovarth, no bio. Hey, how's it going? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, good morning. Leave your room to breathe. Death is in the air, hotter than you think. I wish that I could pay a friend to buy me a drink. Yo, this is actually wild. I've had one person join. And what about your friends? What about your friends? Do they make you happy? That 5 slow. Stay positive. 999. I love my girlfriend. What's your favorite Juice WRLD song? I love Juice WRLD. Hey Dwight. Good morning. How's your sleep? Did you dream? How are you doing? De preputio Domino nostri Jesu Christi diatriba. The perpetuation of the nomination of the Church of Jesus Christ is a diatribe. What is your hey Darth Dawkins, good morning. I hope you had a good rest, and yeah, how was your night's sleep? Hey Mitch. I was just Mitch. I have something to show you. And it's gonna blow your mind. But I gotta figure out how to change the background while I'm live. And I don't know how to do that, so I'm gonna be meandering around with the settings. But yeah, Darth Dawkins was in here for a second. I wish he would talk. Let me see. I need to know how to change this background. Allow invitations. No. I know the suspense. I really don't. I've seen people who are the host of a live change the background in real time. It's in enhance. Oh, really? Oh, nice. It is. You're right. Add. Mitch, look. Look, do you see that? Mitch, do you see that? Yeah, there's 3 of them. This is one of them. They made me 3. I'm in the mushroom gang now. So they made me 3, and this is one of them. This is the other one, and then my favorite one. One of us. Yeah, this is the second one, and then my favorite one is here. My favorite one is boom, bop. Yes, dude. Dwight, it's just like a very niche group who I have to code switch so hard when I go in there, right? I go in there and I go, I have a question. And they'll go, yeah, Zach, go ahead. And I'll go, yeah, so when you say the only thing that exists is objective truth, how are you parsing out those words? I have to code switch so hard when I go in there. But they accepted me and they made me a mushroom. And it's all because of Mitch. Mitch was in a live, and I only knew him and I knew nobody else. So it was one of those things where it's like, oh, this social circle isn't is barely, it's not a Venn diagram with a social circle, right? It's like, it like only shares one point. So I wonder what Mitch likes about all the people that I know that he also likes about all these people or something. And so I joined. Then Mitch left before I joined. And then I was talking to them for like 6 hours about like, and it was like, I have a pretty abrasive personality at first, and I understand that. And I don't take offense to when people initially aren't like, or are like repulsed by my personality or something. But over the course of like a couple hours, it's just like we just had such a genuine and real like convo, and it was awesome. It was so cool. Let me see. I guess I'll do, I mean, just to promote people requesting to join, I guess I'll do something like this. Are you guys, what are you guys in the mood for, Dwight and Mitch? Are you guys in the mood for like a chill listening to people talk? Or do you want me to talk to people about like a stance that I have, or have them defend a stance they have? And also, Mitch, what do you think about the last prompt? Yeah, I appreciate you guys' input. Dwight said, "What's up with the mushrooms?" Yeah, if people come in and they go, "Yeah, I was just passing through. I had a question about the last prompt." I'm gonna ask him if you could squirt liquid out of your thumbs, what would it be? That's my unique prompt for TikTok, right? I don't see anti-choice a lot in people's like debate prompts. I don't see veganism a lot in the circles I have right now. And then yeah, phalangical fluid is my gotcha. It's my one of one. It's my novelty objection. Hey, Unmanifest, there is suffering, God relieves suffering, therefore God exists. Sage. That's an interesting argument. Yeah, linguistic realism is for the people who say like man is biological. I don't know who Derek is, but if they have a similar position, do they usually invoke, they're talking about like pronouns and stuff? If people say that's not the definition, it's like I just said the word, and that's what I meant by it. So whether it's the definition or not, like respond to the substance, right? I can't be less interested, right? I just can't be less interested. But who's Derek? Unmanifest, unresolved. Follow me, I follow back. No one left behind. One thing. Welcome. Hey, how's it going? Do you have an idea? Do you have an opinion on any of the prompts that you want to talk about? Also, Mitch, do you have a preference on whether you want like a more chill vibe or a more like, do you want this backdrop or do you want the chill hangout one? I don't care. I don't have work today, so I can do anything. Hey, Shiesty, no bio. Oh, that's fine. Hey, Peggy, do you have an opinion on any of the prompts? Both are good? Okay, cool. Yeah, I think I'll do this to warm up my disagreement chops. You know, you wake up, you're not as good as just being a heathen, an atheist heathen, so... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess, yeah, Derek was, okay, yeah, I remember. Yeah, that guy. I'm gonna clip the beginning, because he says that I hold the view that you like pizza is a subjective fact, and I hold the view that it's an objective fact that you have that preference. So he was saying that I was saying the opposite of that, and I'm just like, if I did, that's the most like incredibly like orthogonal misspeak of all time, because I've never held that view and I've never like argued against that view. Armor of God, a Bible believing Trinitarian Christian, Jesus is my Lord and Savior. Amen. Do you have a disagreement on any of the prompts? Yeah, and if I did, but because that's the thing. He's like, you said this. Let's grant that I did. It's not what I believe, so I don't know why I said it. Maybe it was a Freudian slip, or maybe I like was recapitulating what you said and it was misunderstood, or maybe I like maybe the philosophical language was so dense that I swapped words when I didn't mean to. That's fine. Like, a lefty, nothing, just the universe observing itself. Do you have a disagreement on any of the prompts? You guys can talk up. Hey, Quad Threat. To donate and support Quad Threat gifts, please exit through the gift shop. Hey, do you have a disagreement on any of the prompts, or do you just want to come up to chill? That's fine. Quad Threat, have you seen my I have something to show you. I don't know if you were there for it, but look at this. Isn't that cool? And then look at this. Isn't that cool? Think made it for me. And then look at this one. This one is my favorite. Isn't that so cool? I'm a mushroom person now. I'm a mycelium mate. I know. Evil Logic. Do you have a stance on any of the prompts that you'd like to debate? I gotta unplug my car, but I'll be back. Thanks. Welcome to the mycelium membership, to the fungi family. I'm gonna drive home, but I live 2 seconds from here. Check this out. Boom, 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 boom. I'm halfway home already. Do I not know you the best? Am I not always real? Am I the great upsetter? Yeah, Amber, I switched it over to enticing people to talk to me. I don't know. I don't think I want to go like full debate mode. I just want to have like, I'll call it mycelium type conversations, right? Where they try and furnish like a calmer disagreement style. But I'm gonna allow myself to get upset if I I don't know. I'm not gonna hold myself to such a strict standard that I will like shame myself, I guess. Ooh, okay, wait, we have a guest. Boom, boom. Oh, okay. Quad, how's it going? How's it going, brother?
It's going. Chilling.
Yeah?
Freezing my butt off.
Yeah?
Not too bad, though.
Wait,
went to bed hella early, so I'm up early.
In this format is you can clearly read every prompt, right?
Yeah.
I'm noticing that the letters are slightly cut off, but I'm driving, so I don't want to look.
The only thing that's cut off is when it says linguistic realism, like a little bit of the question mark, but everything you can read everything though.
Nice. Oh, hey, I want to hash something out with you real quick, if that's okay.
Yeah, what's on your brain?
Okay, so I'm home now, right? I just drove home. In the back of an Uber, that's right. Yeah. I was taking an Uber home. I'm already home. So it's been weighing on my mind kind of that our initial our first impression was bad, and then it got really good. But then the very next day, you joined my live, and I wasn't paying attention because I was driving, or I was, I was busy, and you felt like you were treated unfairly. So I wanted to make sure that, I just wanted to check in with like where we stand, I guess.
Yeah, I mean we're cool.
Oh, wait,
right
1 second.
You're 100%
1 second.
correct.
I cannot hear you.
Hello.
Let me go. Okay, I can hear you now.
Hello.
I can hear you now.
Okay. I can hear myself.
Okay, 1 second. Let me get out of my my vehicle. Oh.
Hello?
I can hear you.
Okay. Is it no? I mean, you pretty much you're right in all your assumptions. The only problem I had last night was that one mod who kept knocking me off the panel because I was speaking nonsense. But I don't know where I was speaking nonsense about. But it had nothing to do with you. Other than that, for the most part, I mean, when you first came on our live, it was like you said. It took me a hot minute, and then you grew on me like a little brother that I wanted to grab by the ear and give a knuckle sandwich to. But no, I mean we're cool. A clown knows another clown when they see one, and but at first you definitely, at first you had my blood pressure going. I was like this little shit, and then when I started to get to know you a little better, it was good interaction. But yeah, I don't know what that one mod had against me yesterday.
Yeah, I kind of came in and I was poking fun at the vibe, right? And I guess I wasn't doing it in a way that it was obvious that the joke was coming from a place of like wanting you guys to laugh rather than laughing at you guys.
Yeah, yeah, because I love his lives. I love Threll's lives because well, even the other guys on there that when they go live, it's just it's chill. Like we're talking, you know, not necessarily all the time about hardcore important issues, but it's a different live to where it's not people yelling at each other, and it's a little more calm, and we have fun obviously, but it's also more adult like I would say.
Yeah.
And there's so many trolls on this app. We get so many people that come up with their nonsense, and it's very rarely do we find somebody that actually fits the vibe and actually is a human being. So I think that was just a front, to a barrier, like almost like a defense mechanism when it came to you coming up or anybody that comes up that's new. Because
Uh,
yesterday we had people from a Schnazi organization.
oh no.
They came in and claimed to be a friendly, and then started some shit and talking about anti-Semitic topics, and then all of a sudden it was like they had their group come in with them and followed them in and started saying a whole bunch of stuff in the comments. So I'm kind of protective of Threll's live
Yeah.
because it's a place, not necessarily a safe space, but a place to just talk about questions and to discuss philosophy and not
Yeah.
talk to.
Sinless, if you want to come up here and talk about it, I'd love to do that. Yeah, so the way that I like Thrail, I heard him last night call it he said the show's almost done. And I do think about it more of like on the radio show side of things. Like he's managed to create that atmosphere, right?
Mhm.
Hey Sinless, how's it going? Do you want to talk about linguistic realism?
Yeah, what's going on, brother?
Hey.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if there's going to be much to say. We might just kind of like disagree. Like, do you hold a position that, well, I guess let's start with how do you think we form language? What do you think, what purpose do you think
Right.
language serves?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna say I'll say what we agree on for sure. It's that like people using the same mouth sound to refer to the same concept has has immense utility, right? It's very useful, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That being said, right? If I say something and then you say that's not the definition of that word, and I go, okay, let's say that it's not. Um, that's what I was trying to relay to you. So can we talk about what I was trying to relay rather than the sounds that came out of my mouth, right?
Mhm.
That's my whole issue because this prompt is on here. I'm not gonna lie for people who think that like woman means something about biology, right? And it can't, and not for the people who think that, but for the people who think that it can't mean anything else. And like it's like we all say put the fries in the bag. We don't mean that. We all say grape. We don't mean culinary stuff. We all say badass. We don't mean defective butt cheeks, right? There are things that sound the same when in social contexts should be taken differently.
Okay. See, I guess I misunderstood your original definition because I thought when you said, uh, Sorry, what were your exact words? Something, oh, objective true definitions. I thought you were saying that words that we assign a concept reflect something that reflect the nature of what exists in the reality external to us. I thought
Oh no,
that's what you were trying
no.
to.
Yeah, no, no. If I say if I say like woman, right? And you go, that's not a woman. That's not an adult human female. And then I go, oh, right. Okay, okay. When I say woman, I just mean somebody who admires and commits to traits they deem feminine and roles they deem feminine. And for you to, after that, insist that I'm talking about chromosomes or something is just to not talk about my idea. It's to talk about my mouth sounds.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, we have absolutely no dispute over that. I mean, I completely
Okay,
agree. And
cool.
as yeah, like
I
every
think I've actually
single
like I know that your profile pic is a popular like meme, but I think
yeah.
that I've seen you debating and I've enjoyed some of your talking points for sure.
Yeah, I've spent a lot of time like early on in like the theism debate circles as
Yeah,
well. I'm an agnostic. I think that I can fight atheism and theism on like equal grounds, to be honest with
that's
you. I
good.
think
Yeah,
like
that's good.
when you get really down to it, I think both of them are really difficult to holding a positive belief that there is no God is going to be just as hard to defend as like holding a positive belief that there is.
Yeah, right. And
Um,
I'm actually sympathetic to the view that I think a lot of so for just for the sake of this conversation, which is it's going to be meta about linguistic realism. For the sake of this conversation, we'll say that agnostic is being not convinced, and atheism is like hard a atheism. Like I believe that there is no God, not simply that I'm
yeah,
not convinced or something. Yeah, okay. So I
yeah.
believe that a lot of people who say that they're agnostic I believe you. But most atheists will say that they're the agnostic version of atheist, right?
Mhm.
And
Yeah, yeah.
I think that they actually, if they were honest, they would be hard atheists. But they want to take the easy route in conversation and say, "Convince me of your view," and then you go, "Teleology," and they go, "Nuh-uh, convince me again." You know, it's like,
Yeah. I actually had a conversation with Doc Dawkins recently because like he doesn't let people get away with saying that they're agnostic, right? Because
yeah, yeah,
he
yeah,
brings
which
up
is
like the
so
performative
brain dead.
contradiction.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I mean I understand his point, but like the point that I was making to him is like, look, like the only reason I'm agnostic is I was like, look, if you can provide me an answer to a single question, it would greatly increase the probability of whether I believe that like some deistic force is necessary or not. And that question is simply, is the universe infinite? Because if the answer is yes, then I
right.
am willing to say God does not exist with
Right,
confidence.
exactly. Oh my God, is it Sinlith?
Yeah,
Is that it? Okay, yeah,
yeah.
that's exactly. So when people ask me why I'm an atheist, because I am an anti-theist, right? A heart like in the way that we mentioned earlier, I'm an atheist, right? Um, so when people ask me, it's not me asking the theist to convince me. It's let's compare worldviews. Let's do the thing that you always want to do because you can't defend your religion, right? Like a lot of people will be like, atheism isn't a worldview, and I want to compare worldviews, so I won't give an argument for God. It's like, okay, I have a worldview. My worldview relies on the law of non-contradiction, and so because I don't think that there can be true contradictions, I think that if the universe is past eternal, aka it wasn't created, and if the thing that does creating is a creator, it doesn't have one of those, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so and like I said this to Darth Dawkins and he said, dude, if you're fucking 29, act like a 29.
Oh my God.
I raged him so
I know.
bad. Yeah.
I Darth does not talk to this account. I actually have an alt account that I have specifically for talking to Darth Dawkins that he
The
actually
profile
really
pic is something
likes.
he's sympathetic towards, like, right?
No, no, no. I mean, the profile pic is literally just a pic of myself, but the account's name is ad hominem, which is like,
Oh yeah,
uh,
yeah, yeah. Wait, I know ad hominem. That's that.
I am ad hominem.
I am ad hominem.
Yeah,
Nice,
bro.
dude.
But like
One time,
lately,
this is an unrelated story, but I went to
yeah.
like this rave one time for this DJ named Pretty Lights. And
Yeah, I know
afterwards, me
Pretty
and my friends
Lights.
went.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I used to be really
this was
into
like
the
in
EDM scene.
2011.
Yeah.
You
I
are?
know that.
Yeah, yeah. It was like
I
in
used to
2011,
be. I used to
2012.
be.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, good. Yeah. Well, back in the day, we went to this rave, and afterwards, and there was this guy just like shit faced, like half nodding off in a corner, and we were like, just like we were like, boom, 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 and we were just kind of drunk too. And we're like, "Are you here from the Pretty Lights show?" And he was like, he just like looked up, like bags under his eyes, was like, "I am Pretty Lights," and he like signed a napkin for us. But that's you
Was
like,
it really though? Was it
yeah,
was
yeah,
it him?
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my
But
god.
it was when he had only had like hot like sauce and that's it out, right?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's pretty epic. But
But
yeah, like
you
lately,
were like I am ad hominem.
yeah. Yeah. Lately I've been more I've kind of like drifted out of like the theism circles. I've been obsessed with the abortion circle. And not because like I care about abortion as a topic, but I'm fascinated about like concepts of personhood, identity, persistence conditions. There's like a whole other philosophical, you know, wing to explore
Yeah.
that is connected to like the really Phil Bro type of people that hang out in abortion circles, and I've been kind of learning that lately.
I've been formulating like a series of worlds argument. I haven't talked about it with anybody yet, so welcome, right? But
Yeah, sure.
like, are you familiar with the name the trade argument for veganism?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so I'm in the way that you parse out the name the trait argument. Do you know like the trait equalization version of it?
Very vague understanding of that. I'm
So
assuming
the
that the name of
concept is
yeah, go ahead.
I'll just lay it out for the abortion case, right? Let's imagine a zygote at the moment of conception, right?
Hmm.
And let's imagine a series of possible worlds where in every world it gains one trait that from the property set that a cow has, right?
Okay.
In the first world, this zygote, you would say it is unjust to unalive that being, right? But in the last world, where it's a fully grown cow, you would say that it is not unjust to unalive that because you know you eat it every day, right?
Okay.
Um, at what point in the trait equalization process from a cow? I should probably present it the other way. I'm realizing that now. But in what point in the trait equalization process from the cow to the zygote does it gain moral value?
Yeah. Yeah, I have
Right?
yeah. No,
Because
no, I
even
completely
even
understand,
if it
yeah.
was a cow zygote, you probably wouldn't say that it has moral value, and that's going to be almost identical to a human zygote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been thinking about trying to get into like the veganism stuff too.
Yeah.
But that because I've pretty much kind of like saturated the abortion thing. I don't think I have very much left to learn. Like I will go on panels and I can take a pro-life or a pro-choice position and pretty much like wipe the panel unless it's
Yeah.
like someone who is like very, very well ingrained in something. Like, do you know Julian? Do you know Jambar 11?
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I've
Yeah.
never talked to him, but I've heard him talk, and I've seen the kind of people who consider him knowledgeable, and I respect those people.
Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, I can't speak on Julian's positions not related to like the abortion topic because that is like his bread and butter. That's like what he publishes on. But dude, his pro-life position is bulletproof. Like he let me spend like 30 minutes attacking him one day and he was just shrugging things off. Like he was
Oh,
giving me rebuttals before I was even
he's pro
done
life.
talking. Yeah, he is.
Oof. Okay. Yeah, I'm interested to talk to him then, because
Oh, dude,
I my
he's
what's
amazing.
your when you go the pro choice route? What's like your foundation? Like,
I used to argue sentience, but the
yeah.
problem with the sentience position is that um, I did not like the idea that people can force you to pick a cutoff. You know what I mean? They're
Well,
like,
they
okay, well, when
can't.
does sentient? Well, I mean, I don't
Well,
see why
you
they
could just
can't,
take
right?
wait. You could just say like I'm a threshold deontologist, right? I think that I know that a 30-year-old man is sentient, and I know that a 30-year-old man is more sentient than a 3 month in utero, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know at what point sentience starts, but I know that I'm not convinced it starts at conception. So just because I'm unaware of the threshold doesn't mean there is one. It doesn't mean if I'm presented with a case of a 1 week fetus versus a 9 month fetus, I'm going to be able to make a judgment call on which one has more sentience or which one is a life worth living.
Yeah. So I can already envision like a
Go ahead.
pretty
Larp,
well-versed
Larp.
pro-lifer walking you into infanticide using that argument.
Well, but they can't. You know why they can't?
Why?
is because my foundation is that I'm an antinatalist.
What does that mean?
I think that bringing a being into existence without its consent that has the ability to experience suffering is an immoral action.
Interesting. So you think all abortions are the correct moral action?
No, because it's like I think that being vegan is the right ethical choice, but I'm not out here. I don't care if people change their views, right? I think they're doing something wrong, but I'm not very bothered to like.
Mm,
I think that me being an antinatalist is that I'm not ever going to have kids, and if people think that having kids is okay, I'm okay with them thinking that, even though I disagree.
mhm.
But if somebody wanted to have a procedure, the procedure that we're talking about,
Yeah.
I think that they're not going to be, most of them aren't going to be very philosophically inclined. And I think if I could send them a text message whenever they get that positive pregnancy test and say, just so you know, there's a stance on this that thinks that like because this thing is going to be able to suffer, not letting it exist at all is moral, right? And I think that would soften the weight of people going through that process.
Yeah. So what would you do if somebody presented to you with like a reductio of like if a child witnesses his like a small child without an ability to consent, right? Because presumably we're going to say that consent requires some level of like foundational intelligence such that you can
Yeah,
comprehend consequences. So if we
yeah.
say a small child witnesses and goes through the trauma of like witnessing their mother getting raped, can you just like off that child to prevent
No,
continuing
because
suffering?
my other foundations. It's gonna be these pillars, right? Antinatalism as a start.
Hmm.
The fact that you can withdraw consent from any point. Like you can consent to sex without consenting to being pregnant. And
Hmm.
I think that the if the mother gets hints of what antinatalism is or whatever, or just feels like it, right? Her
Yeah.
ability to withdraw consent from that biological process that she doesn't consent to in the first place.
Hmm.
Not in the case of like grape, but just like you can not consent from being pregnant, right? So her ability to withdraw consent from that,
Hmm.
and the reason that this won't be reductioable with like 3-year-olds or 1-year-olds or like just after birth is that like there's personhood there, right? Like that's a person, right? So
What's a person?
like it's an individual that you can't impose your will on them, right? They have their own will, whether it's primitive or not is fine. But if you
Mm,
impose your will um, on them by like, oh, you saw your mom get unalived. I don't think you can handle this. Well, okay. Who are you to say what they can handle, right?
yeah. I think that your point, your argument is, I would go as far as to say it is sound. I'm just saying that a lot of the times in these abortion debates, they're very public with like hundreds of people in the audience. And what happens is they're going to appeal to the mass intuitions.
Oh,
And I
definitely.
don't think your position appeals to mass intuitions.
Oh, I don't either. But if there are mass people listening,
Yeah.
people who have never heard of antinatalism will hear about it, right? And
Yeah.
just the fact that knowing it's a position will allow them to take a stance on it, and if that stance is against it, so be it, right? But if that opens
Interesting.
people's eyes to like, I've never thought of this as being the kind of thing that can be considered moral or immoral, right? They're gonna now have a stronger foundation for whatever belief they have.
Got it.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, no,
Hey Darth,
that's an interesting position. I mean, I've never
hey
heard
Darth
it given a
Dawkins,
name, but I have
hey Darth
heard
Dawkins. If
people.
you want to join Darth Dawkins and talk about any of the prompts, that's fine. You can have a one on one with my guest, or you can talk to me. Anyway, Sinlith, what's up? I didn't know if he was gonna leave, so I had to get it in real quick.
Oh no, no, I'm glad you did that. No, he. I've heard somebody make a similar argument to you. They weren't saying it along the lines of like, the lack of this thing's ability to consent to being brought into the world where it might experience suffering. Like they didn't make that particular part of the argument. They essentially said something along the lines of um, the Earth doesn't need any more humans, therefore I'm like pro, like anti-natalist, I guess you would say,
Mm.
which is like obviously a much crazier. Much crazier stance to take, and that was deconstructed very quickly. But But yeah,
Yeah, so I assume I don't know, but like Jambar's like, what is his foundation for his pro-life argument? Oh, and also, Mitch, I have a
it's flow.
question. I have a question for you, Mitch.
Yeah.
I have an argument for the asymmetry. The asymmetry of what? Your Mars position? Just clarify that real quick. Yeah. So what's his foundation of his um pro-life stance?
Yeah.
Sentience
Do you
or
know the flow
well-being?
argument? Future like
Uh,
ours?
future like ours?
Yeah.
I don't know it. I only recently learned of that acronym.
Yeah. Well, here, let me give you like a really watered down. I'll literally put it into a
You're
syllogism,
all
right?
going to hell.
Hey, pretty boy, I love you.
Give me a seat.
Wait, just real
For a
quick,
second there, I
pretty
thought that
boy,
was Precept Mars.
pretty boy. I watched our video that I posted, and I'm just cringing the whole time knowing that you're you're an atheist.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, right.
Also, what's up with you philosophy fucking autists and talking about grape?
Well, I like grapes.
Just wishful thinking, bro.
Yeah,
You're all
wait.
sick in your fucking brains.
Yeah, because I'm sick in the brain, I have a preference for grape, right? Like, so it's not wrong. I just find myself having this preference.
And wax on, wax off.
Oh,
Yeah.
whether suffering is symmetric to well-being. Well, I don't. I think that my argument doesn't. I guess my argument is cashed out in terms of why I believe it is they have the experience to suffer. But I would say that like because the same argument I use for veganism, right? If I could press a button and everybody would go vegan overnight, less cows would experience well-being because we would stop breeding them into existence, right? The cows would almost go away, but it would be better that they not exist at all than exist and have the ability to suffer. And
That is a really
for
cool
that reason,
argument.
I'm also pro medically assisted unaliving, right? But
That
go ahead.
is really cool. I like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
look, I can present you like a very easy to digest flow in the form of a syllogism.
Oh
Um,
wait, one second. Why it's better in like a syllogism, right? I would say that if you were unsure whether a human's life will be better or worse, it is better to not enact that human to be able to have the potential to be worse. Premise two, you don't know whether a human's life will overall be better or worse. Conclusion follows, right? So, I mean, I just thought of that just now, but anyway, Dr. Smith, flow.
yeah. So the general argument of flow is premise one. It is wrong to intentionally act in a way that deprives a human of positive experiences. We'll say positive valences. Good subjective, however you want to phrase it.
Yeah, got it.
Premise two. The act of abortion deprives a human of future positive experiences. Conclusion: abortion is wrong.
Okay, wait, that just sounds like the it sounds like my argument and that argument are on opposite sides of the coin, right? Because you're saying depriving it of positive future experiences, and I'm
Yeah,
saying making it be able to possibly experience negative future experiences.
yeah, and so I guess what somebody would do is they would just like make an inductive argument that like, look, more people than not are choosing to stay alive rather than unalive themselves. Therefore, there
And
must be a
and
larger
and more
amount of
people than
positive
not are
experience.
having overall lives worth living, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I would just appeal to uncertainty, and I would appeal to. You agree that there is going to be a non-0% of the population that does not think that life is worth living.
Yeah. But look,
Okay,
like
because you
that would be
can't be
like making the
certain.
argument. That would be
Wait,
like
sorry,
making the argument that
one second.
go on, yeah.
Because you can't be certain, um, choosing to bring a being into existence is a dice roll, even if it's a very favorable dice roll.
Okay. And so I guess the reductio to that position would be like, look, there is a non-zero chance that everyone that gets born is born with Down syndrome. Therefore, we should just abort anyone once they get pregnant.
Wait, wait, when in my argument was it interrupted?
How did you get to that conclusion?
Yeah, what did it? That was great. Wait, Sinlith, I think you're a cool guy. That was out of nowhere.
Well,
right?
I'm just saying, like you are cashing out some like abstract negative experience of life, right?
And then
So
you
we can just
said
choose.
I think autism is negative. Therefore, I'm gonna just say that. Like that's
All right,
crazy.
let's change it to like Duchenne muscular dystrophy. We'll just choose something that's like terribly painful way to die after birth. So there's a
Okay.
non-zero chance that you will be born with Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Therefore, we should abort everybody.
Look. Okay, let me think about that. Wait. Okay. So the symmetry breaker there is going to be that I'm not very motivated to condemn people for doing the opposite view of me, right? I think that bringing a being into I think that antinatalism is my belief, right? But I'm not so married to it that I will condemn other people, right? Like you can be pro-choice and not like stand outside of hospitals when people are walking in to give birth and saying like you should abort it because I'm pro-choice, right? But pro-lifers will stand outside of Planned Parenthoods and saying all sex is our word, but you should have the baby. You know, it's like I'm not
Yeah,
I'm the first group, not the second group.
yeah. I think the difference is that the pro-choice people are not necessarily pro-abortion. They're just pro-choice, right?
Right,
So
but
This
because
is
and I am anti-natalism choice, right?
yeah, no, I get you. I get your argument.
this is atheism, folks.
This is what they do.
This is their radical agenda.
Yeah, they will. You took some of your kids, you know, away by doing a circumcision. They're gonna take it all away when they get to third grade. They're gonna gender reassign them without your consent,
Mm-hmm.
Have
and
you looked
that's
into that debate space? Because that debate space looks fun too.
no.
Transgender debate space.
I don't like regarded people. So like highly regarded people talking about anti-vax stuff. No, I don't like that.
Oh yeah, not the anti-vaxxers for sure.
Oh,
Yeah, I
yeah.
don't even want to. I don't even want to like platform them to show them how highly regarded they are.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair enough. I've been meaning to like I've also been meaning to do some like reading up to engage like some of these flat earth panels too. It's just like I have arguments, but I've never seen them actually interested in listening to the argument. There's got to be a way to
Yeah,
like,
my
yeah,
only flat Earth argument is like why Northern Hemisphere stars move this way, Southern Hemisphere stars move that way, and then they just say like nah, and then I'm like okay, well
Well,
whatever.
that's
yeah,
simple.
exactly.
That's simple. Beyonce has a big flashlight. She's up there
Yeah,
with the Illuminati, and because
yeah.
Australia
So
is just a fake. You know, Australia and Finland are just fake territories. That
Tupac, you're saying that because of the Antarctica voyage that what is it like what is his name? His name's Guy, right? His name's Guy what is it? Guy Soldier, Guy Skyler, Guy what is it? He's like the
I
leader
know
of
who
the
you're
Flat Earth
talking about.
guys.
I don't know his name though.
It's Guy and then there's another long I sound. Guy Diatribe. I don't know. Whatever. Hey Sin, what's your
Yeah.
views on the last prompt?
Let's see. What is the last prompt? I can't read it. It's behind some text. What does it say?
Phalangical fluid?
oh
I don't
Lord,
even know what that is, dude.
Quad, you like that?
that's you and your finger liquids.
Oh, pH phalangic. That's funny as shit.
Wait. 1 second. The argument is, give me your reasons for why, if you could have an infinite amount of liquid coming out of each one of your thumbs at the psi at which you take a piss, what would they be, and what are the
Bro,
reasons?
what?
What would they be and what are their reasons?
Yeah. So two liquids, right?
They have to be different liquids.
No, but you'd be boring.
How would be boring if they weren't different liquids?
Yeah, if you just want to fill up a container at two piss stream rate instead of one piss stream rate, you're just impatient, right?
I see. Does this have to be like like do I have to provide physiological backing or can I just like go
No.
wild?
Whatever your reasons are, you just feel like it is a reason, like whatever.
Okay. Let's see. Um 98% anhydrous ethanol out of one.
Holy shit. Okay. And then what's
Uh
the next one before the reasons?
um Whatever the fuck is in fire extinguishers.
Okay. So you would be like a superhero.
Well, I don't know. I'm out here probably like kind of getting drunk. It's just that I can also flamethrower if I feel like it. But if I flamethrower a little too much, I need to be able to put it out.
Wow, that's awesome. So, Mitch, yeah, the PSI will be inconsistent. It's not gonna be. It's gonna be the PSI that like you most recently pissed or something, right? So this is also gonna motivate guys to clench their butt cheeks when they're peeing to get a little extra PSI.
Wait, that's not normal?
No, that's normal. You're good. You're good.
Oh, okay. Phew, I was concerned for a minute.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's good to cross streams. Ghostbusters is a myth. They can't hurt you.
Oh, good, good.
Bro, that's funny.
And then what was the first liquid you said? Hydrogenethanol.
Yeah, like 98% anhydrous ethanol. You can't get ethanol much higher than 95% without removing some like
But why?
water
What's the
content
reason?
from.
What's the reason that you
Oh,
chose that?
it's that because it is crazy flammable. That's the flamethrower part of it.
Oh, okay. So you want to be able to like douse stuff. You're a little criminal.
Well, look, I got the fire hydrant too, though. I mean the fire extinguisher liquid too.
Yeah, but you can only look. Okay, you know there's a real problem on your worldview, right? And I can give you
Mm.
the reductio.
Okay, go on.
Yeah. So fire is going to be, something that's highly flammable is going to catch stuff on fire at an alarming rate. You're not going to be able to put that stuff out with a piss stream of fire extinguisher.
Well, look, if the good thing about ethanol is it burns off very quickly, right? So unless I'm like sustaining the or I'm hitting something extremely flammable on its own, like fucking firewood or something.
Okay,
But if
yeah,
I'm just like
you're a
smacking a
nerd.
person,
You're a nerd. Does it
I
feel
am.
good?
Huh?
Does it feel good? You win, okay?
Yeah. No.
That's awesome.
Uh, that's my conclusion. Yeah.
Hey, if anybody wants to debate or talk about their choices for, I don't know, unaliving animals for no reason, or
I'm.
forcing
I,
babies to live in an unjust world for no reason, or if you think alpha males are real, you're like if you're an idiot, you can come up here.
I want to know what is the strongest anti-vegan argument you've ever encountered.
It tastes good, and that's
That's
not even.
stupid.
I'm not even memeing. If I ask people for the reasons after rendering vegan arguments, I understand that there is a real reason, and it is that I like the taste and texture, right?
Uh-huh. So let me
And
ask you a question. Has anyone ever told you, for example, as a counter argument, that I have no consideration for anything that does not have a capacity to engage in a moral contract with me?
yeah, but I would just point to an appeal to like studies where they Pavlov pigs into two rooms. Every day they ring the bell, they go into room A and they feed them. They do this until they develop a pattern, right? One day, once the pattern is sufficiently developed, they ring the bell. The pigs go into room A and they bolt pew pew one of them in the head in front of all the rest of them. Right. The next day, they ring the bell. All the pigs go into room B, and every day after that, they repeat that until they unalive from starvation. I would point to evidence like that and say that if that's not engaging in a moral contract, I don't know what is.
Okay, interesting. Have you seen the study where they did Pavlov conditioning on a plant?
Yeah, I've heard about it for sure.
Yeah. So what would your response be to that if people say like, "Oh, look, Pavlov conditioning works on plants too"?
Well, the point of my story wasn't Pavlov conditioning. It was that they can recognize suffering and avoid it
Yeah.
in a way that's not simply response to stimuli, and so that would
Interesting.
hold true
How do
in the
you,
plant case.
but how do you qualify that? Have you heard about there's this other study which is much more recent, and this was published in like Cell, which is a huge journal,
Mhm.
where they used two types of plants, tomato and something else, and they noticed that if they like applied some type of stress to the plant, like where they were trying to like pull them out of the ground, that the plants would emit this sound frequency that was picked up by neighboring plants that were not exposed to the stress that would then have like a physiological change to where they try to root themselves, like spread their roots out more in response to like an upcoming stressor. Do you
Yeah,
not think that?
it's just
Yeah,
not going to be motivating to me to I agree. Like let's grant that plants have sentience, right? Um, we're gonna have to eat somehow, right? So I would rather eliminate the thing with the least amount of sentience, aka plants, because I don't think
But
that
hold on, meat tastes good.
it does taste good. But I don't think that cutting up a baby and cutting up a carrot are the same to me. I think one invokes a stronger visceral reaction,
Well,
right?
Yeah.
cannibals say that human flesh tastes of chicken, so
Okay.
chicken must taste of human flesh.
I know that
Yeah.
my chicken tasted human flesh. Am I right?
Baka? I don't know.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I'm not I'm
That
vegetarian. I'm not
sounds foul
vegan.
to
But
me. It's very
Yeah,
foul.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care whether you're vegan or not. I care about like I really don't. I'm an
yeah.
ethical vegan. I'm an ethical vegan. So I just like
What does that
I'm
mean?
not.
That does that mean you eat meat but you argue veganism?
No. I'm an ethical vegan, meaning that what's bad about for me is voting for it to keep happening with your dollar, right? So if I
Oh,
order
gotcha.
something at a restaurant and it comes with cheese, but I didn't know, I'm so hyped because I get to taste cheese again, and I have already done the unethical thing by buying it, so I don't want to waste it. So
Oh,
if
got
somebody
it. I like
accidentally
that.
gives yeah, if somebody accidentally gives me a double cheeseburger, I'm like, fuck yeah, cheeseburgers taste so fucking good, but I'll remember not to order this next time.
Yeah, interesting. So like if you go to a party and they're not serving anything vegan, you will eat the meat.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Gotcha.
they've already done the work, and I know that it's just going to be thrown away at some point.
Bro, I think I could totally be an ethical vegan and just not pay attention to like anything people say. And when they ask me if there's any food restrictions, just pretend I didn't hear
Oh yeah, you can be dishonest for sure, but you can do that now. I'm
Yeah.
just
it.
kidding.
For me, I just like it's just like gross to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
Like
a like
meat is
a
gross to you?
yeah, meat, cheese, milk. It's just like it's just
Yeah.
gross to me. I don't
With
want to eat it.
yeah, what's really interesting is my wife is Indian and she's from a part of India that's like vegetarian from like birth. And
Hmm.
the texture of meat grosses her out. Like
Hmm.
yeah,
even like Beyond Burgers, she like can't do it.
Hmm.
that's interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just don't understand, and I won't tolerate people who are like, we're omnivores, and omnivores means that we need both, and I'm just like, nowhere in nature does any omnivore need both, right? They can do one or the other or both. That's what it means, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've never like really spent a lot of time engaging with vegans just for like the fun of it. But I guess like
And they're
depending on where
stinky.
you are in the spectrum,
Yeah.
um,
Bro, this
pun
guy
intended.
loves
Yeah.
W references. You love the spectrum, bro.
Yeah, depending on how crazy you are, I think like a really interesting argument to make would be to point out the pragmatics behind the fact that the animal byproducts are like fueled into so many other industries, you know, like glue, tires, like all of this other shit. And I'd be like, listen,
Yeah, but
like how do
yeah, go
you
ahead.
how do you say how do you like create a persistence condition where you don't like destroy the world by like, you know,
Yeah,
forcing
but
veganism?
that's a matter of how. Like that just means that you agree it's the ethical thing to do, but it's just really complicated, right?
Yeah. So you
Yeah,
can support it from a normative position, but pragmatically, like it doesn't hold
yeah.
any weight.
That's what
Yeah.
like in political spaces, you'll say like this policy is bad, like or Project Warp Speed is good, and they'll be like, well, how would you what would you do to change the system? Like, what do you have it's like I don't have to know the solution to understand that an idea is bad. Like what do you
Yeah.
mean? Of course I
How,
don't.
how do you feel about RFK being in charge of the Health and Human Services?
I feel look, I feel enraged about it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I feel enraged about anybody who says that not only vaccines cause that thing that you love, but just the food that we eat cause that thing. Like it's like what the are you talking about? You're gonna be on a
Yeah,
plane eating Schmackdonald's and saying that the fluoride in the water is gonna rot your brain over the next 30 years. It's like fuck
that's a
off,
pretty good
bro.
impression, actually. I'm
Thank
always
you.
wondering if that's him talking or the worm.
It's just diet Alex Jones, right? Yeah.
That's funny, guy. Um,
So wait, Sen, what's your trait or what's your list of traits?
traits for what?
for the name the trade argument. So I'll just ask the
For
final
veganism
question.
or for what?
So can I render the argument and we can stop it anytime you want?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. So do you think that paying for animals to be factory farmed is ethically good?
No,
Okay, then do you think that people ought do things they don't think are ethically good?
no.
Okay. Do you think that true contradictions can exist?
I haven't landed on that one yet. I'd have to study paraconsistent
It's like
logic.
the ease.
I'm gonna
No,
go
you
with
don't have to
no for
study it.
now.
It's nonsense. It's nonsense.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Well, that's
do
the
you have an
definition of
intuition?
a cognitive dissonance. Doing
Um,
something we know is wrong, but doing it anyway.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
look, I'm a contextualist, so I'm not gonna like hold any type of absolutist position to say like, stealing is wrong or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think stealing's wrong either. I think I think intent matters, and I think that what is it? Oh, thank you, Philly. Thank you. I love you so much. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna say that either. Like people that are like, I'm like, look, if you see a defibrillator and you steal it from a CVS and you save a lady from cardiac arrest, you did not do a bad thing. I don't know what the fuck you're talking
Exactly.
about. I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah,
what the
yeah, yeah.
fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And then somebody's gonna be like, "Oh, you're a consequentialist. Let me tell you why that's defeated." And like,
Yeah,
shut
and
up.
I'm not a consequentialist either because I think if you grape a trillion babies, right, but it produces like a good flavor in somebody's mouth, I don't think you did a good thing, right? Even though the consequence was pleasurable for somebody, right? Like it's just dumb. But do you think that it's cognitive dissonance is a rational position?
Oh, kitty.
Squirrel thinks so.
My
Yeah.
my cat's laying next to me too.
My my cat, we named him Squirrel because he's got ADHD like his daddy,
Oh.
and he has to tell me everything. Every time he's doing anything, he has to tell me. He's going to the potty. He's going to get water. He wants to go to bed. Meow 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 meow.
Anybody listening, if you want to talk about any of the prompts, you're just gonna have to like the live 25 times and then join, okay? You know what? You're just gonna have to get us to what's up, gang. We'll swipe up and use code BANG for 10% off your next energy drink. Let's get this stream to a fucking a trillion likes. I don't know.
A trillion?
Hey,
Why,
go
why
big or
get a
go home.
trillion when you can
You
get
know what I
a
mean?
billion?
I mean, period.
Hey, Sin.
I mean, I can move my
My
finger.
Wi-Fi dropped. Sorry, I'm back. I didn't hear anything for like the last 30 seconds or so.
Yeah, run away, dude. Run away. This is what they do. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So were you asking me a question?
Yeah, I think I was on the stage. Do you think that cognitive dissonance is a rational position to hold?
Could you define that for me? I'm not sure exactly what you mean.
Knowing that you shouldn't do something but doing it anyway? Because you've kind of like
Um,
done mental steps to alienate yourself from the consequences of your actions?
okay. Yeah, if you're gonna phrase it, if it is so I hold that like morality is not so much like good or bad, like evil or anything like that. I hold that there's a right and a wrong action to take. If you have reasoned your way to an action, observing like the consequences of like taking actions either way, and you come to a conclusion and then act against it, I would go as far as to say you're not even human at that point.
Okay, that's a wild position to say because that means that you're not human.
Why? What am I doing that's
Because
wrong?
you think that taking the life of something that doesn't want to die when you don't have to is not good, yet you do it anyway, right? Oh, sorry, I didn't phrase it that way. You think that voting for something with your dollar to keep happening and that thing being taking the life of something that doesn't want to die when you don't have to is an immoral action, but you do it anyway.
What are you referring to right now? Abortion?
Factory farming.
Factory farm? No, I don't agree with factory farming.
Do you vote for it with your dollar?
Um,
When
I
you
don't
buy
know.
when you buy corpses at Whole Foods, are you voting for it with your dollar?
We don't have meat in my house.
Oh, right. Your
Yeah, my wife
beloved is
is
vegetarian.
yeah, my wife is like complete vegetarian. Like the only thing that we
Wait.
have
What
is
is your diet, son?
I do eat eggs and dairy.
Okay, then I'm not talking about you. I don't care.
Yeah, but I don't. Yeah, I haven't had meat since since I like started dating my wife 10 years ago. It's been a hot minute.
Yeah, we can tell, bro. You sound like a beta. You got that vegetarian accent.
I don't know, bro. I think if you saw me, you'd be shocked, though.
I'm just
I'm
kidding. I wouldn't be shocked if you're saying like you're like healthy, right?
Yeah. Well, look,
Yeah, no, I
I'll
wouldn't be
put it
shocked at
this
all.
way. I started balding when I was 27, and I made a conscious decision to just get jacked as fuck to save some of my manlyhood, and I'm pretty fucking big.
Fragile masculinity, Autumn.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
quite
sure,
On
dude.
the
The
punch
most
card.
like we're
Autumn,
talking
Oh,
Autumn,
like
Autumn, Autumn. Is our
brittle
next one going to be
paper.
free?
What's that?
it's what?
Is our next fragile masculinity going to be free? Because that was another one on the punch card.
I'm just like my cup
Yeah.
overfloweth, man. You can just come get some.
Oh my gosh, someone said I heard him flex. I heard that too. He definitely was. He's not even on camera. He's
That's
like,
funny.
Yeah, that was only for yourself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just to remind myself, it's okay. I don't have any hair.
That's kind of hilarious, actually. Uh,
Yeah,
I think you're a cool dude. I think you're a really cool dude.
yeah. But yeah. I do think that, like, for example, though, my wife has there are some considerations that we have to take into account when we talk about like removing
No,
meat from our diets, because like a lot
okay,
of
yeah,
people
go ahead.
have, like, my wife suffers from like a pretty persistent anemia. She's like popping iron pills every day, and like that gives you like stomach problems and stuff like that.
Yeah, but even if you eat an omnivorous diet, you should be taking supplements, right? Because you can't get enough B12.
You'd have to eat a pretty large amount of meat, yeah, to get enough B12.
Yeah, yeah. So you should be supplementing
Yeah,
that, right?
yeah, 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 for sure.
What's the argument that eating something that has only caloric benefit and no mineral and vitamin benefit, and then supplementing all the minerals and vitamins? What's the argument that that is bad?
I don't have an argument for that right now. I'd have to look into the evidence of whether or not like supplements and minerals actually perform well, which I think the evidence would say they do. So I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna. Yeah.
So
yeah, yeah. And
what's keeping us as a human species from just not eating food at all and just simply taking like a milkshake of supplements
nothing,
and having enough?
nothing except like you need calories, right?
Yeah.
So nothing. But I'm a level 5 vegan, so I don't eat anything that casts a shadow, right? I photosynthesize.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't even buy. I like even like there's a vegan grocery store by my house, and they have really good curly hair products, and I've been so happy about that because it's been a struggle trying to find like vegan hair products for me.
I didn't even know that was a struggle. Like my wife is all about the cruelty-free products. I didn't know there was another level above that.
Hmm. Yeah.
I'll let her know. Put some extra stress on her life. I think she's getting a little too comfortable.
Well, how do you explain like carnivals? Not carnivals.
I think that
How
a
do you
lot of
explain clowns?
freaky people.
How do you explain carnivores? My cat, for instance, has a tendency of, well, the dogs happen to eat my cat food, and the cats eat the dog food. But I have to watch that because the cats have a different, specific diet as opposed to the dogs who are
Yeah, yeah.
omnivores.
You cannot veganize your cats, but you can veganize your dogs easily.
Hmm.
Well, how do you explain that as far as morality goes, other than the fact that humans
Yeah, I think
are
that if your cat needs
better?
to eat meat to
Like,
live, it should be able to eat meat and live, right? Like,
Yeah.
but I'm also Autumn. I wonder what are your views on hunting and taking out first order predators?
Um. I don't know enough about that.
So it's like think animals that only eat animals that only eat plants. So like lions, for example, they eat gazelles, but gazelles are vegetarians. So gazelles aren't contributing to suffering, but lions are.
but if you
Yeah.
take out the
I don't
lion,
know.
then you've got a huge population of gazelle that are just going to
Yeah, but
ruin
when we're talking
the
about these
kind of
things,
like deer.
we're talking
Yeah,
about
I
all
think
things
it's
considered, right?
I think it's more about like maintaining the natural order of the world.
Yeah, but I'm only talking about the morals of it. I don't care about how, like, let's say they just drop
Also,
a smoke bomb that makes all deers like not able to have kids or something to control the population. I don't care, right? I'm only talking about the moral case, so don't bring up anything else.
Okay. I mean, I just think I I don't know. I wouldn't do it. Like I wouldn't want to eat it. It's just gross. But I don't know. I don't know if it's morally wrong.
Yeah. It's worth having a little think about, you know?
Yeah, I'll think more about it and like look more into it.
Yeah, like
'Cause-
lab grown meat, I think is fine. If you're vegan and you eat lab grown meat, that's fine. I don't care.
Have we talked to vegan Bolshevik?
No, I don't talk to Russian people.
yeah.
In what?
I don't talk to Russian people.
Oh,
Not for some actual reason. I'm just xenophobic.
oh, gotcha.
I'm
Anyway,
just I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I've never talked to him though.
oh,
What is wrong with Russian people? That's not nice.
Are
that
you
was an
Russian, Quad?
amazing accent.
Привет. Yes, I am from Moscow via Detroit.
Cap.
Yeah, but vegan Bolshevik made an
Just
argument one
kidding. I've
time.
never been to Detroit.
He said something along the lines of like he's okay if you eat like uh what he interprets to be like non-sentient animal-like creatures like mollusks, lambs, like something like that. How do you feel about that?
What? Oh, I mean, yeah, it's hard for me to give a fuck about a mollusk, but it's also hard for me to give a fuck about a fish. But fish feel more pain than like some people do, right? Because they have nerves on the outside of their body. Have you ever seen a school of fish that like all the school of fish move at exactly the same time?
Yeah.
The reason that they do that is because it physically hurts them not to instantly change direction with the flow of the water, right?
That
So
is that is an interesting conclusion. I'm not sure whether or not like whoever said it is a sensation of pain and not maybe an itch, for example. I'd be really curious how they made that judgment.
yeah. Well, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Um, but anyway, guys, I have a work meeting in 10 minutes and I gotta kind of prepare for it. It's been nice chatting. I'll catch you
No.
later.
Love you.
Dude, work too hard.
Yeah, bye guys.
Was that at me?
Mitch is in the requests.
Oh, let him up. Let him up. I love that guy.
Oh. Hi, Mitch.
Hey, how's it going? Oh,
Good
geez.
morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hey,
Uh,
how is everyone?
Good. How are you? Did you love my mushrooms? I need to get your take on that.
I do. I think they're great. They're quite creepy as well, aren't they? But like in a beautiful way.
Yeah, I sent them my profile picture. Like let me just show you guys. I sent them and I said like make me a mushroom based off this, right? And then that's what they came up with, right? So it's awesome.
Wow. I've never looked at your profile picture properly. That's awesome. Did you do that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Wow. Oh,
Thanks.
cool. That's really good.
Yeah, it's called Trash Polka. That's the style. But yeah, and then they made this one. This one's my favorite one. The clown, the red nose. Oh,
Hi, Spider.
they're just so good. Boom, 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 boom. Let me. I also just got this like phone stand. So I'm gonna turn my camera on, but I'm kind of a bum right now. So, boom, boom. Um, whoa, whoa. Oh, I need to change. There's a thing that you can do where you are just in a little box. I want to do that. One second. I'll be back.
I don't know how to do that either. If you figure it out, can you tell me how to do it?
It's the one that
Like an
has the
ant
Mona
live?
Lisa. The Mona Lisa green screen.
Wait, Joseph, please come
Oh.
up here. We're not talking about anything. Actually, I'm gonna change the background just for you. Boom, boom. Boom. Yeah, Joseph, please. Please.
Incoming.
Wait, did you make me mod? That's so sweet.
Yeah, don't mention it. Ever.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Oh, hey. Hey, are you excited to be able to use your normal speaking voice? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh man, it's such a relief to just unwind and be somewhere else outside of here. When you're on stage, you gotta keep your presence up. You know, people just have these high expectations.
Bro, I just threw my phone. I was
the
not
hell?
expecting.
Yeah, that's how you know he's a DM, right? Okay, I'm gonna be. Hey, Joseph, what's up? I love you so much.
I love you.
Are you working right now?
Not right this second.
How's everything been, bro? I love you. I miss you.
Pretty good. Pretty good. I love you, buddy. Yeah, I'm glad I
I've
get
seen that
to.
you've been getting into hunting recently. I love that for you. You and Austin and I think Zach are going, right?
Yeah, this is our second season.
Nice. I love that. That's awesome. I'm never talking about you, honestly. When I'm talking about anything like that, I'm just saying.
Good. It's good.
You could own a factory farm, and I would have no opinion on you being bad.
No,
Like,
yeah, it's good to know that your morals are meaningless when it comes to people like
exactly. When
that.
it comes to my lifelong friends, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm gonna try and figure out that square box thing. You guys can talk about anything. Thrill, I love your voice. Your voice is. There are many people in there.
There are many. We are legion.
We are Bob.
We're Bob. All of us is Bob here.
How
I'm
do
a
you
Bob.
do
You're
that?
Bob. We're all Bob here.
I don't like Bob. He's a bitch.
Yeah, Bob's a bitch, but he's also the nicest guy I know.
This is atheism. This is what they do. Oh wait, now there's no background. I gotta fucking DM Ann, bro. Whose background? Let's choose this background. Okay.
It's so cool.
It's so cool. It's so cool. Thrill, are you guys comfortable with this kind of style? Because this is what we were doing. I just changed it because my lifelong best friend joined.
I mean, this is your space, man. You do what you do.
That is true. That is true. Okay.
Phalangical fluid. I like that. I like.
Yeah, you do?
For the topic. It has been fun.
That's my only.
That's the something.
That's my only novel prompt up here. I think alpha males is pretty fringe. I think linguistic realism is pretty fringe, but phalangical fluid, I can be certain I'm the only person with that debate prompt. I was talking to Quad earlier, Thrill, about how I heard you say a word, and it captured the vibe of you guys' space, you and Think and like Philly and everybody. Because you said you were about to read, right, and you turned the music on and you said, okay, we're getting towards the end of the show, right, and I was like, that's what this reminds me of. It's like a chill like radio show, but for the modern era. Eesh. Wait.
It's kind of what I'm going for. I mean, a lot of people do these, and it's like something unstructured, or just something with a here I am, I'm live, come argue with me, kind of thing. And
Yeah.
for me, it felt like let's make it a show, make it enjoyable for everybody who's watching or listening or fell asleep to me hours ago.
Yeah. There were like points where you're like, I think everybody needs to unmute and say something, and if you don't, we need to make room because like some of you guys are up here and then you fell asleep because the vibe was so good. Yeah.
I try to be gentle about that. Most of the people that fall asleep on the panel know they're at risk of being kicked, and they can come back up when they're awake.
Yeah, true. I think I need to change it to this. Boom, switch, and then boom, and then Boom, switch. I'm new to being able to do lives. There you go. Now I think this is more inviting.
There you go.
Nice familiar layout.
Yeah.
Works well. Pretty boy thinks I have the worst vibe.
The worst vibe. You're all going to hell.
He just picks the middle.
If this were a
of the
show, it
conversation
should
to
be
come up and-
canceled.
Oh, this one.
Speaking of canceled, I have a couple of tweets of yours I want to read, pretty boy. That's funny.
I thought you were serious for a second there.
I'm
No,
waiting.
no, no.
I'm waiting for the tweets.
It's viewer blah 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 9. He won't be baited. Yeah, no, that's true. Pretty boy, are you working right now or what's up? Do you have a job? You don't seem like the kind of person that has a job.
I
don't
have
know
a
why.
job right now. I'm doing laundry so that when I go to my job, I can wear clothes.
What's the argument for that?
P1. I need to wear clothes when I go to work. P2. I'm doing laundry. Conclusion. If this live were a TV show, it would rightfully be canceled.
What are you talking about? We have a consistent 8 viewers, and there are 7 people on the panel. So there's literally one person watching. I don't know what you're talking about. This show's popping.
So do you think when a stripper comes home from work and takes off her clothes, does she say to herself, "Oh God, more work"?
I don't think. I think that's a misconception. I don't think strippers work. I think they're lazy.
A misconsumption, you say?
Misconception.
Yeah.
In that case.
I'm just kidding. Of course not. Of course not. Of course I don't think that. Revolutionary Ravioli. It is you because it has to be you. Do you want to talk about any of the prompts? Thrail will give you philosophical backshots. Sorry, I know. I'm like transitioning into code switching, but I'm trying to keep myself honest to my experience.
Right. This is your platform. You don't have to code switch for my account.
Yeah, I think code switching just happens. I don't think people do it on purpose, right? Blue Chew. Come up here. 6'4", half Mexican, half white. Come up here and talk about one of the prompts. You're welcome.
I mean, it's kind of on purpose, but it becomes, it just becomes reflexive. Like,
yeah, I heard like somebody was in a political debate and they said that like if Trump is racist, then Kamala is racist because Kamala code switches, and then the person was like, yeah, but everybody code switches, right? And then they were like,
was this a debate with Bart?
I think maybe.
That's like one of the infamous debates that got him to hate Sir. Now
no, this was last night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so probably not. But tell me about that debate.
Oh no, any debate with Bart isn't worth talking about. Bart just coping and seething about like anti-white racism because Sir was trying to explain that code switching was a thing.
Oh my God. Okay, I was worried when you said that Sir was gonna be the one that I was like motivated to dislike his position, but of course Sir is reasonable.
Yeah, Bart was Bart is Bart.
Yeah, I don't even know who you're talking about when you say Bart. TBH.
I've had Bart on the live one time, and we just interviewed him about his deism. It didn't get to a fringe place. It was just his rationality for deism. But I've heard I should be cautious with him. I don't know. I haven't seen why yet. at least on my lives.
Yeah, but the argument against deism, I
I
don't
tend to
really
scroll
get.
away when I've seen him on panels.
Like, oh yeah, I do scroll away. Yeah, but like people like
Not
Dawkins
his
will say,
fault. It's just timing.
oh for sure. Like, but people like Dawkins will say that if a deistic God doesn't reveal himself, then how could you even think about a God that doesn't reveal himself? Like, how could you even come up with that concept? And it's like, obviously, right? That why does that follow? Like, if God pressed play on the world and then backed out, right? It's not the case that it would be impossible for us to conceive of the idea of a God that might do that, right? Now, if you define God as something that like intentionally hides, like divine hiddenness or something, right? Then you have a case of, okay, then why are you coming to this conclusion that a God that you can't know, you can't even think of, like exists or doesn't exist because you can't even like think of it, right?
Well, if you were going for like if you were a precept or had like a revelatory epistemology, then that's going to be your save against skepticism. If you give that up, it's not clear how you could. You're just using like rational faculties to get to God, which could be under like skeptical scenarios.
Oh, right. You're saying that like precepts are going to be married to the idea of revelation is necessary for knowledge, and I'm
Right.
talking to somebody who is truthfully claiming that they weren't revealed and they have knowledge. Therefore, my whole worldview collapses. Therefore, I have strong motivation against accepting that.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, of course, you're right. Of course. But that also validates what I'm saying is that like at the end of the day, it's just like some kind of weird, not talking point, but like rhetoric for them, right? Like, speak of the devil, sir. We were just talking about you and talking about whatever your debate was, where code switching was happening. Boom, boom, boom.
We're talking about Bart.
What were you guys talking about?
You were trying to explain the simple
Bart!
idea of code switching to Bart, who I don't know who that is.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. Well, yeah.
May I ask a question?
What's up?
Why was it?
God, rat. God damn it!
What's up, Rat?
Why was I kicked yesterday?
Oh, I don't know.
Was it that one person who really hates my guts for no reason?
Who's that?
I don't know.
What's his name? No one here, at least. He's got a profile of his head and it's dripping green ooze.
Oh, Slurms?
Yeah.
Maybe it was him, but maybe it was him. But no, I think it was Jim that ended up kicking you in the end for doing the nuh-uh thing, and then he approved somebody else, so the panel was full, and then I ended the live shortly after.
No, that was a different time.
You've been kicked more than once?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Have you ever thought, what am I doing to get myself kicked in all these lives?
I think it was
I was trying to do multiple things, and then they said I had a Discord kitten voice, and I don't know what that means.
Oh, that wasn't in my live. No, I don't think anybody said that.
Well,
Rectus.
I don't trust the Slurms guy. I don't know about you, but
I mean, yeah, listen to the dude, right? He sounds like Kermit the Frog on Air Duster.
you don't. I mean, if you could say one thing to Slurms without him ever knowing you said it, what would you say right now?
Yeah. What would you say?
Pretend you're writing like an angry letter to Slurms and stick it in a box for him to never read.
How do I write an angry letter?
Because the motherfucker keeps kicking you.
Yeah, you be angry and then you write a letter. That's how you write an angry letter.
Please don't kick me without a reason.
Oh.
That's a very nice request.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, everyone knows I can't really get angry. I'll just say, please, don't do this.
I'll clip this and I'll send it to Slurms, and hopefully he repents. I think Slurms is
He
a
probably
filthy
won't.
atheist.
Slurms doesn't like my guts.
Huh.
Mm.
Hey, sir or Rat, do you guys want to talk about any of the prompts on the screen?
Yum, 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 yum.
No, not really.
Good, me either.
Question. What is a alpha male?
Yeah, so I think there are a lot of TikTok spaces that just promote proud, blatant sexism. Like, ladies submit to men, and like I think the whole red pill movement is like one of the most conceptually impoverished things I've ever experienced in my life.
Because I've heard alpha male and beta male, and I have no idea what that means unless we're talking about wolves.
Alpha male, manly man. Beta male, womanly man. To them, that's how they define it, right? And the wolves thing was not true either. It was invalid research that the researcher like admitted was he said I was mistaken. They're a social species who doesn't have a defined leader.
Intriguing.
Why do you have linguistic realism on there?
Because it's mainly talking about people who say that woman, there are true definitions, or like woman refers to biology, or like, you know.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. People who get stuck up on semantic disputes rather than
Why don't you
substantive
just
words.
put trans woman or woman? Why would you put that? Because
Because I don't necessarily want to like have like a
He
trans
doesn't
thing.
want to piss off the wrong crowd.
No. I think that like I've had that conversation enough to where I don't want to have it right now. Like, I don't know.
instead you want to talk about linguistic realism, though. I mean, they're not really like the people that are saying that are just confused. They're not really. I don't really think they're arguing for linguistic realism.
I don't think they are either. But when they say what's linguistic realism, I will say like it's what transphobes use to justify being transphobic, and then they'll go, "Nuh-uh, women are women," and then we can have that debate, right?
No, that's just called grandmas.
What's anti-choice mean?
That's the choice
pro-life.
of having a child or not.
Pro-life.
You're pro-life?
No, I'm not pro-life. I want people to give their good reasons for being anti-choice.
And you're vegan, or are you?
I'm vegan, yeah.
Okay, and good reasons for God. Okay, I see. So you're the opposite of all these.
Yeah. That's why I want people's good reasons for them.
I see.
And then what's your opinion on the last prompt, sir?
I don't even know if I want to talk about that.
Real, what the heckadoodles is that?
It's the thumb liquid question.
Which one? We have a lot.
No, we just have one.
No, yeah, there's only one thumb liquid question.
Yeah. It's the one we
No,
always
a lot of
ask.
answers is
And
what
I get
mean.
credit for that.
Yeah, you came up with that idea.
I did. It was totally my idea. I saw it.
It was like 10 years ago. Host is
No,
like
don't
free.
you remember? Don't you remember that story from way back when? I was
Yeah.
the one who was like, "What about your fingers?"
Mm-hmm.
Gotta give me credit, dude.
What about our toes?
Mitch, do you remember that?
I think I remember it that way too. I remember it was Philly Red's idea.
Host is a creep. P Mars.
Was-
Why do you hate me? I love you.
I don't know if that's the original PMRs.
I mean I've had him on the panel before, and that is P Mars. I think it's like an alt account.
I'm not feeling that guy.
Yeah, that's his backup.
Yeah,
I've
it is.
talked to him on that one.
Oh, it's his
Same guy.
backup? Okay.
Yeah.
How many backups does he have?
I don't think he's in here. Oh, request.
I only know of the two.
What are you watching? Jeopardy?
No, that was Cuphead. My bad.
It's okay.
Hey, Black.
What's happening?
Nothing much.
Wait, what was it? What was this? What was the show?
Cuphead's a game. It's like
Clubhead?
a 1940s inspired game.
Thrill, are we talking
What's
about
it called? Clubhead?
It's called Cuphead.
Oh, Cuphead. Cuphead.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Y'all never play Cuphead? That's a banger of a game.
Kern
No,
said, "Can
never
I
played
join?" I mean,
we have to do the age because we've never had
yeah,
one.
if you're 18, you can join.
18 and up.
If you're not
Hey,
18,
are you 18? You got to be 18.
Yeah, I'm 18.
Okay.
Okay.
What topic do you want to talk about?
Wait, so do you think that we shouldn't eat meat?
That's right. Well,
Okay.
I don't care if you eat like lab-grown meat or roadkill or something, but I don't think you should be able to take the life of something that doesn't want to die if you don't have to.
Okay.
Remember.
I disagree with that.
Okay. Can I like run my argument?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So, do you think that voting for cows to be unalived in factory farms is an ethically good decision?
Yes.
Okay. In the case that it were humans that were being factory farms, would you think it would be ethically good to vote for that with your dollar?
No.
Okay. So what is it that's true of animals? So what is it that's true of a cow that if that thing were true about a human would make you change your answer?
It's because they're less evolved than us, so we've earned the right to do whatever we want with them.
Okay, so let's say that instead of branching off from like a common ancestor, there's just a different like species of human, such that they're still in our same genus, right? But they're just a little bit less like between us and monkeys or something. You think it would be okay to factory farm those beings for food? Let's say that they can talk, they can communicate, they can fall in love, they can have children.
Not factory farm them, but they wouldn't be as equal as other humans.
Yeah, so I'm arguing against factory farming, which is what I think that you are supporting when you buy corpses from Whole Foods.
Well, it depends on how evolved a life form is. But like if like we humans basically like we evolved more than any other species. We took over like the whole planet and everything on the planet like belongs to us, but because of
So
that.
we have like dominion over them, right?
Yeah.
And we have moral responsibility, right?
Not towards
Why not?
animals, in my opinion.
Why not?
I just don't. I think that morality only applies to things that you're equal to. Like, if like morality only exists like within, like between other humans because we feel empathy for each other because we're the same species because we evolved that
You're
way.
saying that
I mean, I don't really
extending moral value to things that aren't human. What's the argument that that's wrong?
I mean, I don't really believe in morality. I just think that humans, in general, like we feel empathy towards each other because
Wait,
we were
I was
evolved.
thinking about the moral part.
Wait, what'd you say?
Okay, so if you feel there's no moral and you believe in empathy, empathy comes from morality.
I don't. Well, empathy is something that we evolved to have because of things related to herd mentality, where we have to, when we were evolving, we had to stay together and help each other. So we evolved to feel empathy when other humans are hurt. But we don't have we have empathy for some animals when they trigger like that evolutionary when they trigger that like dogs and cats because we think like they're cute and stuff. But when we don't think that about animals like rats
Kearns,
or like cockroaches, yeah.
Kearns, what you just said, do you think that voting for dogs to be factory farmed with your dollar, like let's say you walk into Whole Foods, right? And they are you can just buy like a half of a dog, right? Split vertically down the middle. Do you think that voting for that to continue being factory farmed, do you think that's morally good? Or ethically good, sorry, since you don't believe in morals?
I mean, I wouldn't want to see that because I like dogs, and that would make me sad. But if
What
like
about cats?
neither for cats too, but like the difference
Wait
is
one
like
second. Wait, let me land. It seems like earlier when you said that extending our empathy to things that aren't human, you said that's like irrational or something. It doesn't seem like you
it's
think that
irrational.
because you do that.
Yeah, I mean, I can't help but to do that because it's a part of just like though it's a way that humans have evolved to see certain things.
I did have to
But
say
if
something.
if
Wait,
we
one
didn't
second, one
think
second,
that,
Rat. Sorry, one second. Go ahead, Kearns.
if we didn't think that like those animals were cute and like we didn't have like that evolutionary like
Companionship.
yeah, I mean I could explain like the evolution
I
but
know what you're trying to say. Like,
like for example like if like that's why we don't feel empathy like when you kill like a bug or like a cockroach.
unalive.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. When you unalive like things that like we find like disgusting and we're repulsed by
Do you
because
think?
of another
Wait,
like
Kearns, let me make this one point. Do you think that we should get rid of roads and highways?
no.
Do you think that roads and highways are responsible for the unalivement of thousands and thousands and thousands of people a year?
And animals.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, but we've all agreed that the utility that they provide is such that this amount of people unaliving is a cost that's worth paying for that utility, right?
Yes, yeah.
Can I say something really quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Clarence, there are third world countries that don't have the specialties that we do in
Mm.
America, such as cows and all that lovely stuff, and they eat dogs and cats.
Yeah, that's true.
Are they immoral? Are they unethical? Sorry.
I mean, those people in those specific countries, like they're usually so hungry that they just have to eat those.
Sorry. I agree that if you're really hungry, you can eat a cow. Okay, so let's just talk about the ethical part. So,
Mm.
what is it? Let's imagine a series of worlds, right? In the
Yes.
first world, there's a fully grown cow, right?
Mm.
And then, however long down the series of worlds, every single world, you just trait equalize one single trait from the property set that a cow has to the property set that a human has. So in the last world, we have an adult human, right?
Okay.
Where along this trait equalization process does moral value drop off? In other words, let's say in the second world, sorry. Let's in the first world there's a human, in the last world there's a cow, right? We're trait equalizing them.
Mm.
So in the second world, maybe it's a human being that has like one cow hair, right? But the rest of their body is fully human. And let's say we skip down like 50 worlds and it's like a human but with a cow tail, right? And we just skip down. Where in that point is more value lost?
In that case, it would depend on the level of consciousness and like self-awareness that they have, because that's how we determine like how evolved a species is.
Okay,
By
so
the way, Black and Quad have a question.
okay, let me finish this point. So you agree that so you think that sentience is the difference between what makes it okay to factory farm something or not?
Well, sentience is different than consciousness. Consciousness is when a species has like an understanding of them, like they have self-awareness of themselves.
Okay, so let's say that we could
But
we
yes,
just
yeah.
found a way to breed humans that have no consciousness, but they are incredibly nutritionally dense, right? And their meat is just gonna their body parts are just gonna be such that it's just gonna be so much healthier than any diet we currently have.
Mhm.
We breed these into existence, and they're not conscious.
Yeah.
Is it okay to factory farm those beings?
I mean, yes, but the reason why people would see that as being morally wrong is just because they look human, and so it triggers the part of your brain that wants
Okay,
to.
then I guess I can ask a different way. So you say that let's say that the same level, all the same levels are between us and a cow. Let's say that an alien species visits Earth, and the ratio is exactly the same, but we're the cow number and they're the human number.
Mm.
Would it be okay for them, from their point of view, to factory farm us for food?
Yes.
Okay, I mean, your view's consistent, but I think that's going to be a reductio to people that are listening.
I mean, I think that my opinion about this just kind of comes from the fact that I don't really believe in morality at all. But
So you're like a nihilist or something?
yeah, I mean, I guess so. I just think that I just see things like this as being more like objective.
Objective what? Objective morality?
You mean subjective?
I just
Yeah.
don't think that morality exists. I don't believe in like
What do you mean by exist?
Yeah.
I think that morality is just I mean morality primarily comes from like religion in a way, but it's just like
Wait,
it
you're not
isn't
religious?
something that's based in science. Like you can't. I just don't think that like morality suggests that there's good and then there's evil and then like the actions you do like can be evil, or actions you can do can be good. And
So
I
can I ask
just
you
don't.
a
Things that humans.
reductio?
Yeah.
When people that say that Schmurder is evil, they're just incorrect, right? You don't think that Schmurder is evil?
I don't think it's evil, but I think it's. I
think
don't
it's
think
bad?
that I don't think that it's something that's like
Sorry,
that
do you think that
allows
it's
for
bad?
productive society, so we
You
shouldn't
think
do
that
it.
it's bad?
Yeah, I mean it's bad for society because if you
But
murder,
what do you mean by bad there if you don't mean morally bad?
I mean that it's bad for the progression of
So
society.
you're a
Society
utilitarian,
can't.
right?
Wait, but that's not. Hold on. Are you saying that you think what's bad and what's not bad is based on what progressive society or whatever?
Yeah, I think that the only thing
You
that's
believe in
important is how
morality. You
humanity
just
progresses.
you believe in morality. Your idea of morality is just what progressive society.
No, morality is defined by believing in good or evil.
Stop. There are going to be things like threshold deontology, right, where you follow a system of rules that gives you some goal, right?
Mhm.
Then, like, let's say that there are systems of morality called like utilitarianism, where what provides utility is good, and what provides disutility is bad. And you
Mhm.
can make up your own ethical framework, like red starburstism, where if it has the potential to produce red starburst, it's good, and if it doesn't, it's bad, right? So, like, unaliving a baby would be bad because it doesn't allow red starburst, and robbing a 7-Eleven would be morally
Yeah,
good because it has the
you're right.
potential to give you red starburst, right?
Yeah,
It just matters how you define those terms, indexed to whatever goal you have in your moral system.
yeah, you're right. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
okay.
I made a
Yeah, you're
mistake.
good. So you do believe in morality. You just hold like a more utilitarian view, where it's like
Yeah, I don't
I care
believe
about the
in.
utility of society functioning correctly.
Yeah, I guess I would say so.
Okay, yeah, it would be if you don't know about utilitarianism, that would be interesting for you to look into for sure. Quad, what's your question?
Yeah. Question. So we're talking about the whole thing. Now I used to have the view on big game hunting that I obviously when you look at pictures of rich people, posing in front of a beautiful animal such as like a lion or an elephant, I always I originally thought, well, that's just terrible. But then when you look at it, these rich people pay $100,000 for the chance to go big game hunting, and that money that is given to these reservations or preservations rather, actually benefits, for the unaliving of one elephant or one lion actually saves the lives of thousands others. And I wonder how you can justify, one over the other, like even with the whole pro-choice, pro-life, if these ABs that happen, we could use the stem cells of these ABs that would help thousands of other living people live a better life. I mean, how do we justify one over the other, like the unalive penalty versus it's against the law to unalive someone?
Yeah, I think that that's a question for me, right? It sounded like one.
Yeah, for just a thought to ponder on, yeah, for anyone.
Yeah, so I think that like if we're just stipulating that it's going to be overall helpful for some human, right? I'm sympathetic toward cases where a human flourishes at the expense of an animal suffering. I'm sympathetic to those cases, right? If I have to pew pew a baby or a cow, I'm going to pew pew the cow, and in fact, I'm going to like Batista bomb suplex the cow from the rooftops, right? But there's just going to be a case let's say it's like 10 million cows or something. Like I think that I would pew the baby if what I care about is thriving. I don't think the amount of suffering, or I don't think the amount of flourishing that human can experience is going to outweigh the amount of suffering that those cows can experience. Right. And I would just apply that same logic to the big game hunting, right? If you're just stipulating that it makes humans flourish more than it makes the animals suffer, then I would say that it's morally good, right? But that's an empirical claim, and we can disagree about that. Like, I'm not saying I disagree, but we can parse out the empirical claim.
Well, I think when you put people into the equation rather than animals, it does get a little bit more morally unacceptable. For hypothetical reasons, let's say our planet is running out of resources. The oil companies have, they've sucked up all the oil. We have no more oil. It's in the water system. Now we have no more water. And the only way for the human species to continue is to purposely unalive a couple million.
Mm-hmm.
How do we justify that morality to save the human species by deliberately eliminating a percentage?
Yeah, so I mean, if I have to answer this question, I would say that like first, I mean, there are steps that we could take to like minimize this, right? Like if they like did it in a progressive, like exponentially growing pattern where by some date we will have eliminated this many people, but we're going to start off eliminating one person on TV or like 4 people on TV and then just gradually ramp up the numbers. I think people would understand that it's a reality that if we don't limit resource use, that we'll run out, and I think that will impact change, right? But if you're just stipulating that we have to do that, then I would say that like asking for people who don't want to be alive would be a good way to get that number started, because I am pro medically assisted unaliving. So, Joseph, you have stuff to say? I've been seeing your comments and they're really interesting. You said like palm oil, but orangutans, but Oreos are vegan.
I am not sure that there's any moral way for as many humans as live on this world to continue living on this world. So it feels like it gets a little pedantic. I mean, honestly, it's almost like the Luigi United Healthcare guy. Like people are like, "Oh, is it okay?" Like why are we more aboard at the idea of this guy like shooting someone in broad daylight when
Wait, Joseph, 1 second. You have to say like pewing, or like you have to use TikTok safe word. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, okay. This is hello everybody. This is my first time being on here.
If it sounds like a powerfully charged word, just try and use a synonym, I guess.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So I guess it's kind of like the same thing as that versus him systematically unaliving, however many people through
Neglectful
denying claims,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that kind of thing. So I mean, like it's why obviously the host, I don't know how anonymous you are on here, knows me personally.
You can call me
and-
Zach. You can call me Zach.
Cool. Zach knows that I have started hunting, and I am able to provide like 60% of the protein that I eat through either hunting or fishing. And for me, like it almost feels, I prefer being connected to it and having like a real like relationship with it than just letting some grocery store or Oreo, Nabisco Incorporated mow down thousands of acres of jungle land that will systematically kill orangutans. Like I would rather just, or unalive, I would rather just have my own hand in the sustenance that I need, if that makes sense. I don't know. I don't know that
That does make
that's
sense,
the
but-
right answer.
No, I don't disagree with you in any way though. If I could press a button again, and if everybody could go vegan overnight, I would press that button. But if I could press a button and everybody would hunt overnight, I would press that button as well. I'm only against factory farming, right? I think that because I'm an ethical vegan, so veganism for me is to the furthest extent practicable and practical, the minimization of the suffering of sentient creatures. So if you are thinking about suffering, right? And you say that I would rather be connected with nature and like get the sustenance myself. That way, like it will weigh on my conscience, right? And I will make the decision that it is worth it. That to me is a decision that's worth making, and I think that I respect the decision, like no matter which way you go, right? Like my only thing is like I'm gonna use some really charged language here, but my only problem is with schmeestiality graping animals by putting our hand in them till we're up to the shoulder, dropping seed in them, forcing them to breed, and then growing them up and then slaughtering them for no reason, right? So hunting, no problem with it, right? Because it's not a concern I have to care about. Let's say that like more of the world goes vegan, maybe I'll feel like I'm not doing enough, right? And maybe I'll start debating hunters or something. But I admire hunters at this point in my life.
Well, I wouldn't have thought that we were that close on that issue, I guess. So
Yeah. Usually, if I'm trying to talk about veganism, I'm just trying to own somebody. But usually, they're the one that bring it away from factory farming, and I'm the one that's trying to bring it back to factory farming. But yeah, I said when you joined here, I appreciate that you're hunting, and I like that you guys are having fun. I really do mean that, and I genuinely feel elated about the fact that you're like doing this like survival, actually being out there and the stuff. Yeah.
yeah, because I totally agree. I mean, I think that factory farming is like, and I mean, and that's I guess where I do sometimes have trouble seeing like veganism as a better alternative, just because that industrialization of the farming world is also destroying the world. So it's kind of like, to me, it just feels like they're both wrong and we're being pedantic over like which one is worse. But I mean, I get, like someone said before, like there's the direct impact of like less animals are unalived through factory farming than factory like meat farm. When I say factory farming, I'm obviously talking about like agricultural, like
Yeah.
literal
The
like,
farms that feed factory farms.
exactly. Yeah. Which is also another huge issue.
Yeah, but there's an empirical claim that's not up for debate, right? Agriculturists agree that the land that we use to feed the cows that we eat, if everybody went vegan, we would use only about like it's less than 20% of that land. So 80% of the rainforest that you're talking about would flourish again, right? But that's okay if you don't accept that right now.
No, that makes sense. I mean, I'm not.
Let me tell you about.
Cows are going to need to eat more land per acre than we do.
Let me tell you about a factory farm owned by Satan, and guess what? You're on that factory farm.
What is he? Is he farming souls?
You are livestock.
Do you think if we like genetically bred animals to look more like Palestinian people, liberals, and everybody would be more okay with letting
Stop.
eliminate them?
Stop. Don't get my alarm taken down for the third day in a row.
Host, are you a vegan?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You know why? You know why I'm vegan?
Why
Because
are
your God made me this way.
I guess you could say that. I don't really
I got
care.
some vegan shampoo. It tasted awful.
I'm like, at the end of the day, if you like to eat plants, you like to eat plants. If you like to eat meat, you like to eat meat.
Yeah, we're not interested in tautologies. Do you have anything of substance to say?
Substance?
Yeah. You just said A equals A and B equals B. We know that, right?
Yeah, but
we're talking about normative claims, why you should eat meat or why you shouldn't.
Christians know that.
Devin's the goat. He just fucking. He just put this. He just ended this shit.
He said, "Look, at the end of the day, charge it to the game. It is what it is." Okay. Can we talk about something interesting, maybe?
Shit.
You want to talk about one of the
that
prompts?
like cows produce more methane than humans do.
Okay, yeah, cows fart a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so
bad-
so
it's
less
bad for
cows
the
equals good,
ozone.
right?
I mean, not really, because we
Then why'd you
need
say it at
cows
all?
for meat.
Then why'd you say it? Why'd you say it? Why'd you say it? Why'd you bring
Because
up the
I
methane thing?
can't. Because I can say it. Because I can.
Nuh-uh.
I can't.
I bet you can't say it again. Get this guy out of here.
Hey, I liked him. He was the smartest one up here of your guests.
Even you?
No, disqualifying both of the Marses.
I'm sub 100 IQ though.
Oh yeah, I forgot. So, one of them are well. Still, even with that caveat,
Why are you asking an 85 IQ person to define a word? What's wrong with you? Dude, I learned that from watching Jesse Lee Peterson. I don't like the man, but his rhetoric is quite strong.
His rhetoric is insanely strong. Beta. Because what's the deal is because
He's like every fucking debater is trying to act like they're a genius. Well, that's turn off. People don't like the smart guy. So you gotta be like humble, like Jesse Lee Peterson. It's like people are so smart, but they can't figure that out.
yeah, and like people tune in and they go, even this dumbass agrees with me. Like it must be like just intuitive.
it's kind of like how scientists can't figure out why kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah, the human experience baffles scientists. They they're just mystified by it.
Speaking of Cinnamon Toast Crunch,
I like to eat meat.
if you like to eat meat, you like to eat meat. Somebody once said that to me.
Look, at the end of the day, some people like to eat meat. Some people like to eat plant.
Hey, charge you to the game, man. That shit is what it is.
If we didn't eat the meat, those animals wouldn't exist. There's not like cows and chickens running around in the forest or something. So not eating them, like they don't even have a life.
Wow, you really gonna do me like that for real? You gonna do me like that?
Apparently, like
I don't even. I'm not
hey.
even saying I'm smart. I never went to
Devin.
college.
Devin, I love you.
Did you guys know?
I love you too.
That chickens were bred from like some exotic jungle fowl? It's pretty cool. I didn't know that until I read it in a book.
Oh wait.
Yeah, we made chickens.
Yeah,
Chickens.
the book had pictures. It was cool.
Yeah, the picture books are the best.
I like
A picture's worth 1,000 words.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna read a book about animals, it's gotta have pictures, right?
Yeah, of course. I wouldn't read it if it
That
didn't
makes
have
sense.
pictures.
If we don't eat chickens, they
What
don't
would you-
exist.
What would you say about the best book about animals of all time, The Peregrine? No pictures.
The Peregrine.
Is that like a Chinese restaurant?
The fuck.
But I don't even think like I just think of animals as like biological robots. Like I don't really think.
Yeah, me too. But I just think that if cows weren't raised in factory farms, they could like climb trees and like swing from vines like they need to do. Like, right?
I don't think they suffer. I think they're like pea zombies.
They're kind of just there.
If they're there, they're there, you know?
What if the cries and screams of animals it actually means they enjoy it?
They're like
Yeah, we don't speak the language.
And animals just a determined bag of chemicals.
It's just matter in motion, right?
Yeah.
And if you think about it, like cows have never asked us to stop.
Well,
yeah, they just go like.
We can still respect life. Like we should treat animals. We shouldn't abuse animals. We should treat them with respect. So, like I don't try to end anything's life. I try to save insects, unless it's a mosquito or a fly.
Yeah, if it didn't have like any effects on like ecology or whatever, I don't think I'd have any qualms with a mosquito and fly G-side.
True.
Yeah, mosquitoes are of their father, the devil.
True, and mosquitoes are mosquitoes at the end of the day.
And look at all the people that you'd be putting out of work who make and sell bug spray and fly
There'll be no
swatters.
jobs.
Exactly.
I meant more like the ecological disasters that happen when like an animal disappears. But I guess the good people over at Off and Cutter are also worth considering.
Yeah, and just like those people, if you have a toxic girl in your life, you need to cut her off.
Yeah, get that bitch out.
Okay, you can't say that word. You're gonna have to re-request that.
Would
I'm just
collapse.
kidding. I'm just
You
kidding. I'm
can
just
say
kidding.
bitch.
No, you can't.
Oh,
I say
it all the time.
Not in front of PMARS.
Words on here, then they don't.
Oh, I don't think we should call women bitches, but you can call a man a bitch.
Yeah.
True.
'Cause I just think
What a gentleman.
women are the fairer sex, so we should give them extra grace. Like I don't call them bitch or cunt unless in rare circumstances.
Unless they're being a bitch or a cunt, right?
In rare, I reserve. Yeah, if it's like an extreme, yeah, I would call a girl, the C word, but I try not to. It's tacky.
Yeah. So you probably agree with my alpha male prompt. Then you don't think there's good reasons to think that like humans can be beta or alpha or something?
No, I don't believe that.
Yeah.
Sigma all the way, brah.
Sigma all the way. Hey, you said host is creepy earlier. What did you mean by that?
Atheists are pretty beta.
Oh, your question about shooting liquid out your fingers is pretty creepy. It's there's like a sexual innuendo. So.
But only PMARS only Slurm says frothy ejaculate. Right? He's the only one.
What the fuck happened to everyone? Who are we gonna troll?
Like the live, boys. Oh, that guy even left.
Everyone hates this.
Everyone hates this. Should I go live again? For the algorithm?
For the algorithm.
PMARS, if I go live again, will you join?
I mean, I'm not really doing anything right now. I kind of want to read, but I'm not really doing anything, I guess.
All right, I'll see you guys in a bit. I'm going to go live again.